recommendations, because that is where this global gathering is all about. How do we inspire each other? How do we learn from each other? How do we share our experiences in order to go home with a virtual backpack in your head and in your heart of actionable recommendations? And this morning I had a chat with somebody who said, I'm so inspired, I want to go home to make it happen in my own country. That's the spirit, my friends. So let's get started. Let me first invite Her Excellency, the First Lady of Haiti, to come to the podium. Madam Martina Blanc. Very happy to have you here. Then I want to invite to come to the podium the coordinator of the Committee of Women Parliamentarians of Guinea-Bissau, Honorable MP Suzi Barbosa. Please join us on the podium. Yes, thank you very much, dear friends. Thirdly, I want to invite Madam Lauren Landis. She's the Director of the Nutrition Department at the World Food Programme. Thank you very much. And here we go. Madam Lauren Landis, could you elaborate a little bit how WFP is focusing on women and adolescent girls in order to fight malnutrition, and that's what WFP is doing. Secondly, and I want you to elaborate a little bit about this, we all know that nutrition is a maker and marker of development, and we know that nutrition is crucial to get the Sustainable Development Goals implemented, a catalyzer or an engine, etc. How is WFP using this, and what can we in the Sun movement learn from you and from WFP? You have the floor. Push the button. Yes, thanks.
There we go. Thank you very much. You know, my favorite quote these days is gender equality is an enabler and an accelerator for the rest of the SDGs. I think that's so important to remember. At WFP, we're looking at primarily SDG 2 and 17, 17 being partnership, and 2, of course, being hunger. And we really feel that those two go very well and have a great impact on all of the other SDGs that impact women. When you think that women are half the world, right? Half the population globally, if we're not addressing their needs, we're losing the impact that they can have on nutrition and food security. So at WFP, we've been really thinking about how can we reach adolescent girls, because as you said so eloquently at the beginning, and as Canada said this week, we have that triple return. You get them now, you get them later, and you get the next generation if you can have a positive impact. So one of the things that we, since we come from a base of school feeding, one thing we look at is, can we keep them in school? Can we get them to school? Can we keep them in school? And can we use things like school feeding or the school overall as a platform, as a way to reach girls when they're very young and as they get older? And then what do we need to build into that curriculum? What do we need to build into what they do every day to make sure that they're learning about nutrition, that they're eating a healthy meal? And then how can we make sure through parents associations, girl guide groups, whatever, that we're having a broader impact on their siblings, their mothers, and their communities? But I think what you're going to hear today is that there's not one answer, and we feel that we really only have been looking at it from a small sliver, and that it's really partnership that is really going to have us, enable us to have a greater impact with the reach that we have in many countries at the community level.
Thank you very much. It's not necessary to give everybody a big hand because it's taking time, but I have one request to you. I used to be a very active tweeter. These days I don't have time to be active on Twitter, which you might understand. But this is such an important session that I hope to read tonight on my tweet account all the actionable takeaways from this session. Could you promise me to put all the actionable recommendations on Twitter so that we can have a summary for ourselves, but also for the millions who are connected to the Sun Global Campaign? Thank you very much. Your Excellency, yesterday afternoon we had a get-together. Maybe it was already a day early. But you told me about your involvement in society in Haiti and the need to empower women in order to get a better life. Could you elaborate a little bit and could you share your experience and could you give some recommendations to us, to the Sun Movement activists in their own country, so that you can learn from them? Madam, you have the floor.
As you know, an asset is an asset. And women in Haiti, they are really, really powerful. And when you want something, someone told me when I'm here, when you want to know something, ask a man. But when you want something to be done, ask a woman.
This one for Twitter.
So, my program is around children. My slogan is Tout pour les enfants. That means all for the children. That's why I have to work with Minister of Health, Education, Social Affairs, Environment. Everyone has to put a hand on what I'm doing. And when I'm launching the programs, most of the kids come with their mother. You can see a few fathers, but not a lot. So 80% of the children come with their mother. So if we can empower women into nutrition, I think if we can strengthen their knowledge in nutrition, that can really, really help reduce the amount of malnutrition kids that we have in the country.
Thank you very much. You're so concise. I like it. Thank you very much.
They told me for everything I had only 5 minutes, so...
Very good. Very good.
That's why I
And in sessions that I moderate, even less. Did they tell you as well? But don't worry, because we have a very committed audience. They want to learn in order to be inspired. They will come forward with a question, and that's what it's all about. Interaction, inspiring each other. And in my opening statement, I said if you walk out after 3 days and you were not able to put all your questions on the table, you have missed an opportunity. So there we go. Member of Parliament, Madam Barbosa, we want to learn from you how the Sun Movement participants, actors, can connect with members of Parliament and how members of Parliament can work together with some actors to get women and girls up and front on the agenda, including with investment in nutrition from the domestic budget. Can you help us?
Muito obrigada pela oportunidade. I hope you have understand I spoke in Portuguese, which is my mother tongue. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to speak in Portuguese, so if you may allow me, I will do my intervention in Spanish. I'm going to give you some work, I'm sorry, but I feel more comfortable speaking about this particular team in Spanish. Soy Suzi Barbosa, soy parlamentaria de Guinea-Bissau, soy la mujer más joven del Parlamento de Guinea-Bissau y soy también la presidente de las mujeres parlamentarias. He tenido la oportunidad también de haber sido la mujer más joven del gobierno de mi país, donde estuve ocupando la pasta de la cooperación internacional. Yo entendí que la experiencia que he tenido en mi vida tenía que ser muy válida para las mujeres de mi país. Yo soy de una zona rural, me interesa decirle, yo soy de las zonas más afectadas por la desnutrición en Guinea-Bissau. Yo soy de una zona básicamente rural donde las mujeres no tienen mucha oportunidad de ir a la escuela. Puedo decir que al igual soy de las mujeres que ha tenido más oportunidad de tener escuela en mi región. Entonces ha sido como un deber mío retribuir a la gente de mi región. Como parlamentaria en la red de mujeres, lo que hacemos es legislar sobre los derechos de las mujeres, promover su participación femenina. Pero entendemos...
Slow down a little bit.
I'm trying to use the 5 minutes because I have a lot to say.
Slow down a little bit.
Okay. Voy a intentar ir más despacio, porque como saben los parlamentarios, nosotros hablamos mucho, parlamos, como dicen. Me gustaría realmente retratar lo que pasa en Guinea-Bissau. Para decirles que Guinea-Bissau es un país muy pequeño, la población es solamente 1.8 millones de habitantes, de los cuales 52% somos mujeres. ¿Qué pasa? Hay tamaña desigualdad y falta de oportunidad. Apenas 10% de la política está ocupada por mujeres. Apenas un 25% de la administración pública está ocupada por mujeres. Entonces entendemos que no es justo. Nuestra principal preocupación entre los parlamentarios es promover mayor participación femenina. Entonces, cuando empezamos a hacer nuestro trabajo, aprendimos que la nutrición sí es importante, pero tengo que decir aquí el SAN tuvo un papel muy importante. Hasta hace un año nosotros casi no nos preocupábamos por la nutrición, no era una prioridad para nosotros. La representante del SAN en el país para Naciones Unidas, que también resulta que es la representante del Programa Alimentario Mundial, que está aquí presente, Kiyomi Kawaguchi, Kiyomi, muchas gracias por todo, ha intentado con los parlamentarios interactuar y hacernos ver la importancia de la nutrición. Desde ahí nosotros hemos entendido en nuestras reuniones con las mujeres en las comunidades, porque la gran parte de nuestro trabajo es ir a las comunidades rurales, que también tengo que decir el facto de que hay una disponibilidad de la representante de SAN. Muchas veces ella nos acompaña a las comunidades rurales para ver cómo nosotros estamos haciendo la información. Nosotros tenemos grupos de mujeres, comunidades religiosas, líderes comunitarios que apoyan esta causa. Porque lo que le hacemos entender ahora mismo que la nutrición es la base de todo. Con una nutrición buena podemos tener educación y podemos ahorrar en salud. Entonces, de una manera general, lo que les quiero decir es que como parlamentarios no nos basta legislar, porque solo legislando no hacemos la diferencia. Hay que seguir y interagir con la comunidad, hacerles entender que los beneficios son para ellos, para la población. Y eso es lo que nosotros estamos haciendo en Guinea-Bissau, para demostrar nuestro compromiso con la presión de los parlamentarios que ha designado un Día Nacional para la Nutrición, será el día 18 de noviembre, y eso lo hemos hecho también trabajando con el SAN, y estamos preparando un diálogo nacional que se realizará en el Parlamento de Guinea-Bissau, donde reuniremos todos los líderes religiosos, todos los líderes comunitarios, los empresarios, la parte privada, toda la gente que esté, los actores están directamente ligados con la nutrición, porque entendemos que es una causa común. Ningún país puede desarrollar si no invertimos en la nutrición, es la base. Y permítanme decirles por qué Guinea-Bissau esto es tan importante. Guinea-Bissau es un país donde la nutrición es monocultural, la gente vive del arroz, aunque tengamos acceso a pescado, a agricultura, a alimentos agrícolas, la gente los vende y no los usa para su alimentación. Entonces, lo que estamos intentando hacer entender a toda la población ahora, lo importante no es solamente producir para vender, pero sí usarlos en su alimentación. Y en eso tengo que decir que el programa de Avanza hace un gran trabajo, porque por primera vez, como ejemplo piloto en Guinea-Bissau, se está comprando localmente en las comunidades los productos producidos por esas mujeres. Eso está siendo un ejemplo, ¿por qué? Porque está siendo un ejemplo para las niñas que ven sus madres produciendo y logrando hacer dinero de ese tren, y al mismo tiempo esos alimentos son usados en las escuelas, pero en las cantinas escolares del PAN. Está siendo una gran experiencia y está mudando los comportamientos. Y puedo decir yo que soy de una zona rural, hay un antes y un después de las
Madam Member of Parliament, take a breath and please, in order to make it possible for our interpreters to do the same.
I'm sorry, I'm really sorry for the interpreters. I'm going to go slower, but I don't want to take a long time because I don't
No,
know.
but you will have an opportunity because we have questions and you can put it in your answers because you're a politician.
Voy a terminar por aquí para no tomarles más tiempo, para ir más darme el espacio para decirles que sin duda hay un antes y un después del SAN en Guinea-Bissau, hay un antes y un después de las cantinas escolares, porque sí se han cambiado los comportamientos y sí han mejorado los niveles de nutrición en Guinea-Bissau. Muchas gracias por vuestra atención. Obrigada.